Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is Rambo 3 live discussion time with me, Lorena, G-Fan, and Mad Mardigan. Price is Right cannot join because his internet sucks, unfortunately.
Ew.
But he's with us in spirit. He said he will be in the chat. So now that we've gotten all that, make sure that you smash the like button. It really helps. Or as my banner says, blow it up like Rambo would. So yeah, definitely it helps the channel. It helps get my content out there. So definitely please feel free to share the stream out. Get anybody who wants to watch to watch. Also, I'm at 337 subs. If you get me to 29 more subs, that'll get me a good laugh because I'll be at 666. Yeah. How you doing, Caroline? Good to see you in the chat.
Hello.
And so yeah, Caroline has actually joined my stream or my Versus streams the last couple times. She's a friend of mine from Texas. But yeah, and so Rambo 3. Unlike Rambo 2, which starts off with an explosion, I mean, doesn't have any sort of company logos or anything like that. It just starts off with an explosion. This one did have have a logo, Carol Co. or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, no explosions. That's good. But it starts off with Rambo getting ready for the competition. You see him getting his gloves, and you also see Trautman and some guy with him driving into Thailand, looking for him.
Yeah, Red.
And,
Red. That's the other guy, Red.
Yep. And they find him in the stick fighting warehouse, where Rambo's
fighting warehouse.
Well, it's a warehouse where they're stick fighting, so it's a stick fighting warehouse.
Okay,
don't judge me.
Stick fighting warehouse.
It works.
Stick fighting ring.
Yeah, stick fighting. A warehouse where he's stick fighting. How about that?
Yes.
Anyway, I used to joke about this so many times, and I still stand by this. When my dad was younger, and, well, he was also bald when he was younger, but put some long hair on my dad, you basically got the stick fighter that Rambo was fighting. And I'm like, yikes. And that was a pretty good fight. I got to say, that was well choreographed. It had a lot of real quick jump cuts and cuts back and forth. That was the only real issue I had with it.
I had a lot of those Steven Seagal close-ups, so you don't actually see what the hands are doing.
Yeah, it was definitely smoke and mirrors. How you doing, Soul Assassin? I see you. And so Trautman's watching, he's like, Jesus, John's really softening up. And then John just starts winning and gets the guy on his back. And then it's the stare down where he's staring at this guy and the guy's giving him a grrr kind of look. And then it's just back and forth jumping back and forth with the cuts. And it's like, okay, whose testosterone's going to run out first, you know?
Probably the guy that's on the ground and is just waiting to be killed.
Yeah. So he ends up freaking just conceding, and he's like, okay, yeah, I give up. But at that point during the fight, when he's actually dominating the fight for the most part, Rambo finally just starts cutting loose. It's like, uh-oh, Rambo's getting into Rambo mode. Not yet war mode, but Rambo mode. And that's when he actually
real quick. I can't let it go real quick. You said that Colonel, whatever his name is, I'm horrible with these names. Yeah, said that he's getting soft. Like, I don't know, like if this is when Sylvester Stallone like found HGH, but he is anything but soft. Like this dude is a yoked compared to the last two movies. Like,
well, yeah, he definitely, or because he was just coming off of, I think, Rocky 4. Because he's definitely had the same ripped body from them. Yeah. So yeah. This guy's gurring at Rambo's stick. Stick measuring warehouse. Oh my god. Leave it to Soul Assassin to get dirty. But yeah, Trautman doesn't say that he's getting soft. He just basically, he's like, Rambo should be winning this. What is he, gone soft or whatever? So he's kind of just and then after Rambo gets all the winnings, and Trautman's like trying to get his attention, and then he sees give the money straight to the monks, and it's like, okay, that shows that Rambo does have a caring nature, which he does.
Yeah, he always has.
Yeah, he always has. And then they go and find him at the monastery. And I gotta say, this movie, in the last two movies, we get a sense that Rambo might be autistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I brought that up multiple times.
Yeah, in this movie, I don't really see as much of that.
I didn't see really any at all. I was really happy with that. I'm like, oh, okay, so
exactly. It's like
maybe it's the monks, maybe it's certain chants that they do that helped him. I don't know. I'm not a monk, but
he's basically in an area where he's not, or where he's at peace, where he's actually feeling like he's belongs.
Is he at peace? Like the war may be done out there, but not inside.
And that is something that Trautman actually brings up, because they bring up, or as I have said in many of these or in the other streams, the Rambo movies are not agenda driven, but they are awareness driven. Each of these movies brings awareness to the times that they take place in. Rambo 1, how Vietnam vets were treated. Rambo 2, the POWs that were still over there. This one, Russians in Afghanistan, like Billy Joel said.
Yeah, a little hard to to watch when you know the outcome of this. But real quick, before we move on from the warehouse stick measuring, stick fighting, I couldn't take it serious because I kept seeing Charlie Sheen dipping his hands in gummy bears. Like he looks so much like Rambo. It was so good.
Now, to go back to that just 1 second, one thing I noticed back in like 80s and 90s movies that had a lot of Muay Thai fighters, they tended to really slink their shoulder or their jaw down and into their shoulder. And I'm like, it makes it look like they're tripping on acid or some shit, man. It looks like they've fried out every brain cell. It's like, that's not how Muay Thai fighters fight. Because believe me, I know a friend who's very skilled Muay Thai. And it's like,
was this in Thailand?
Yes, this was in Thailand.
Was it? Oh, okay. I mean, like I didn't see a lot of Muay Thai with the stick fighting.
That guy was definitely using a Muay Thai pose. And he was definitely using Muay Thai martial arts.
But with sticks.
Yes, but also notice what he was mostly using when he wasn't using his sticks. He was throwing a lot of good kicks, man. A lot of reaching kicks, which is something that Muay Thais like to do when they throw kicks, but most of the time they love to get the knees out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of clinch work.
Yeah. Now, back to the...
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Soul Assassin is my mod. He plugs all the channels. Thank you for plugging channels, Soul Assassin. Dude, you're my best freaking mod. Let nobody else tell you different.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. Like, I like having him over on my streams when he can make it.
Yep. Now, Trautman and Red basically find John at the monastery, and the guy tells John, he's like, "You're a hard guy to track." He's like, "Why are you looking?" And he's like, "Well, like Trautman said, good men are hard to find." And so they bring him up to speed that the Russians have basically invaded Afghanistan, and they're committing a lot of atrocities over there, killing, or basically it's a lot of Afghanis were slaughtered because of the Russian invasion, because the Russians wanted that area for themselves after the Cold War or during the Cold War. And they were hoping to basically heat up the Cold War. They wanted America to give a response, but America gave a soft response, if anything. And so
we did do a lot, but it was
we did,
covert,
but it was never open warfare.
No.
It was all covert. You can thank Charlie Wilson from Texas for that one.
Yeah. And so he's like, so do you want to go over and help us? And he's like, nope. Rambo basically, he's like, my war is over. What does that mean?
Yeah, he's pretty much like, what does this have to do with me? You know?
Yeah. This is
why
like,
are you
I did my
me?
time.
Yeah.
I did my time. What does that mean? It means my war is over. I'm done. I'm out. And so Trautman or Red's like, oh, now we got to look forward to all those stairs again. And Trautman's like, yeah, just give me a minute. And so Trautman actually, this is some of the best acting in this movie, bar none. The discussion between Trautman and Rambo. And somebody wanted to say something. Yeah.
Look, I'll say this: like, Rambo has some great one-liners throughout this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So good. And by the way,
yeah,
his name in the movie is not Red. His name in that 70s show was Red Foreman.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know his freaking. I can't remember his damn name. I think it was Griggs or some shit. Sure. I wonder if he's related to Jeremy. But Trautman goes in and he's like, when are you going to come full circle? What are you talking about? I like it here. You may not understand it, but I like it here. The people, the monks, the monster. It's something I can belong to. It's something that I feel I can belong to. And he's like, you can feel like that, but it's not something that you don't belong to this. You belong to something else. What? You're a full-blooded combat soldier, Rambo. When are you going to come full circle? And that whole dialogue where he tells him, he's like, I not anymore. I don't want it. He's like, well, that's too bad. It's a part of you. Let me tell you a story there about the sculptor who found a very precious stone. He dragged it all the way back to his home, carved out a beautiful statue, showed it to all of his friends, and they said how much he carved a beautiful statue. And he's like, no, I didn't carve out a statue. I just chipped away all the rough edges, and the statue was already there. Paraphrasing, of course. I'm usually a lot better at that. But anyway, and it's the same with you. We didn't make you into a soldier. We just chipped away the rough edges. And Rambo, he's like, maybe I'm just not ready. And he turns down Trautman. And Trautman still goes. And, well, Trautman gets taken prisoner by some very good English-speaking Russians, by the way.
Yeah, that main guy, the main bad guy, his accent kind of went in and out there for a little bit. Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're either American, Russian, or a half-breed. What is it?
He is an actor trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like the way that his hair was done and his freaking mustache. He's just reminding me of Peter Stormare from freaking John Wick 2, who also played a Russian, by the way.
I think the only real Russian was the doctor in the village or whatever.
Oh yeah, the guy that was actually because he even had a Russian name in real life. But so Trautman goes to Afghanistan, gets his ass captured. Not like 5 minutes after they leave Thailand, well, the guy comes back and tells Rambo that, well, Trautman got captured. And he's like, what are you doing about it? Well, there's nothing really that we can do about it. I just thought I ought to let you know because he was your friend. What about me? What about you? Can you get me in there?
Yeah.
You're not serious. Oh yes, I'm serious. It's like he's dropped all pretense at this point. Rambo is his best friend, his mentor, has just been captured. He knows what's most likely going to happen if nothing is done. So it's like Rambo has just dropped all pretense of peaceful living. And he is already halfway through Rambo mode and getting ready to go to war mode. And the guy tells him, if we do this, it can't be official. Well, then make it unofficial.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, but I need to let you know up front. You get caught, or if any of this leaks, we will deny any involvement and we will deny your existence. Yeah, I'm used to that. Rambo, he's like, yeah, I'm used to that. I mean, after the shit he started up in frickin' Portland, or outside of Portland, in the States, and then the pretty much international incident he started in Vietnam. It's like, yeah, I don't think the CIA ever, or the government ever wants Rambo's name uttered again. Because let's face it, folks, him blowing up a small village in Vietnam and then bringing home POWs when the Viet Cong were supposed to be holding them for a while. It's like, yeah, that would have made international news. That would have been an international incident.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let him go hang out in Thailand to fight sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vietnamese would have went after him.
Well, no, the American, I mean, our own government would have went after him as well.
Yeah.
Plus, don't forget,
then again,
he was serving time.
But then again, it was already set that he would have a presidential pardon if he did his job. But even though he kind of,
but did he do his job? Like he
failed miserably.
Photo. Yeah, he didn't take a single picture. Like, well, he got rid of the camera immediately.
That's because his gear was, or he cut his gear off.
I thought he just tossed the camera away. That's his way.
No, he when he got hung up on the plane, he had to cut all of his gear loose.
Oh, I see. I thought he made it down with the camera.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, that's Rambo 2. Back to Rambo 3. So after he makes up the whole deal with CIA spooker, I don't even know if it's really a CIA spook, but anyway,
he's not. Wasn't he? He was part of the embassy there in Thailand.
Yeah, I think so. So he's now in Afghanistan, and he has to meet.
He's in Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan, Afghanistan.
2 different countries.
He's in a stand. How about that? Now, he has to meet Musa Ghani.
Loved him.
Yeah, that dude was a good actor in that movie. It's like, he's just the worst judge of character. He's like, are you a tourist? I'm not a tourist. He's like, it's just you? I thought they were going to be... No, it's just me.
He just looked properly insulted when the guy asked if he was a tourist. You know,
it's like,
really,
I'm
dude?
No tourist.
Yeah, buddy, I don't know if you know about this Afghanistan, but this is another place for tourists.
Yeah. And so there's also another guy that's looking at Rambo and eyeing him. The big bushy mustache with the very small bourbon headset.
The Pakistani Kristen Bell. I caught him. I saw him.
And then who actually comes to play later on in the movie? I believe he also played in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But anyway, I love them going over the gear. He actually goes over there. He's like, they're detonators. And what is this? Oh, there's a glow stick.
Yeah.
He's like, what does it do? It turns blue. That's just the simple answers that freaking Rambo gets. It's a light. Well, what does it do? It turns blue.
So, my girlfriend and I, we had a conversation about when did these chem lights, when did that come out? Because like they made a really big deal about these chem lights. I'm like, they're fucking chem lights. Like
they really did, didn't they?
Yeah, like
but
I don't know if they just
lights,
came out or what.
When did chem lights come out?
Because usually, like, you know what I mean, like with his gear or whatever, they're like, this is the most high tech computers who picked you for this special mission. There, John.
All right. Oh wow, June 1965.
Oh, so they've been out for a little bit.
Yeah. The U.S. or several U.S. patents for glow stick type devices were received by various inventors. Bernard DeBreau, Eugene Daniel Guth patented a packaged chemiluminescent material in 1965 June. Patent 3,774,022. So there's a little history for you, folks. Glad you came.
Welcome
anyway,
back to patent talk. Will we talk patents?
Yeah. Right? So, now that, let me get back to my talking points here. So they now are on the way there, and then they cut to Trautman basically getting interrogated, kind of roughed up and whatnot. And he's like, I'm a really nice guy, and I don't want to be uncivil. So I want to know where these Stinger missiles are. And it's like, I don't know anything about that. Sorry, man. You freaking mock me. And so it's like, dude, seriously. I don't think he knows shit about any Stinger missiles.
No, he knows everything.
Yes, he does, but he's a very good friggin' liar. Well, not really, but anyway.
I mean, I don't think the guy actually like truly believed that if he asked them nicely, he would tell him. Like, it's just part of the game.
Yeah. And so during the time where he's getting tortured and shit, and he's like, okay, where are the missiles? And he's like, they're close. How close? Up your ass.
That killed me.
It's like, yeah. Sitting on a missile, man. Boy, that's going to make the ladies love it.
Real quick, like if I ever get tortured, I hope I have the level of torturing that they had. They raised him up a little higher off the ground.
Yeah, they stretched him up. Yeah, that was all.
I mean, it wasn't stress. I mean, they just lifted him up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I know, right? So then Musagani and Rambo are riding in their horses, and Rambo's getting his ear talked off by this guy about Pakistan and Afghanistan stories and lore and legends.
Musahadeen.
Mm-hmm.
No, his name was Musagani.
No, the guy that he's talking about, like the story, like the leader, like the whole Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, Musahadeen, yep. Which actually probably derived from Mujahideen, which also play a role in this movie. And I just love the line. He's like, so do you know what that means? After he tells him the story, I can't remember the story, even though I just watched this movie. I just can't remember it right now. But anyway, he's like, yeah, they didn't take any shit. He's like, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
It was lions and lambs, right? It was
lions, lambs, and cobras.
Oh no, there was there was that story, and then there was the other story where like he's like he's like he had to send instead of sending 1,000 sheep, he sent 4 lions. Yeah, like Rambo's like
the cave system.
So they're outnumbered.
Yep.
Hell yeah, I'm nailing my Sylvester Stallone tonight. That was great.
That was pretty good. Folks in the chat, give some claps to Mad Mardigan.
Oh, it will not get any better than that. It will deteriorate for the rest of the.
Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy. G'day, fuckers. He says, and yeah, and he's like, time to bomb the Middle East, America. Dude, no, we don't want to bomb the Middle East. Not when we actually made some strides for peace in the Middle East. But anyway, we're not getting into that. So Rambo and Musagani finally get to the camp or encampment where Rambo is seeing that it's not just men, but also children who are holding guns, learning how to shoot. He's basically, it's like, oh my God. And there's a reason why these kids are learning how to do guns and fighting and all that. Mm-hmm. And it's because Masood, who was the, well, quote unquote, leader of the Mujahideen, while they were planning to help Rambo get into the fort, he tells him, he's like, or everybody else thinks that Rambo's going on a suicide mission. They're like, we ain't gonna help him. He's like, fine, I'll go alone. And he's like, no, sit down, please. Before you judge us, you have to hear what we have to say. These Russians, they're killing our men, women, children. Mm-hmm. And he just goes over how the horrible atrocities that the Russians have committed, where they're cutting women's babies out of their stomachs with bayonets and throwing them in the fires. And where it's like, and so they don't have to fight the next generation. Now, you don't read about it in any of the newspapers or on any of the news. So if you want us to help you, if helping you save this man will get him back to the free world where he can tell this story, mm-hmm. of course we'll help you.
Right.
But we need to be able to be assured that is going to happen.
Like, real quick, though, like, was there any part of any of y'all that was like, I hope his name's Bin Laden? It would be so good.
No, honestly, I was not thinking about that at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't think of that, actually.
Like, I could not separate what eventually happens here.
That's the thing with this movie. I mean, you're supposed to look at it in the context of when it was made, but it's very hard right now to not think about like almost the foreshadowing in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, we had our Vietnam. This is yours.
And that line.
That was a great line.
Back into it.
Yeah.
Give us 20 years. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that line really stuck out too. But like, if only they had one person named Osama bin or Laden, just one, it would have topped everything.
It would have, but remember, this movie was made back earlier.
No, I know. Like, I'm saying, like, accidentally having that name in this. You know what I mean? It would just add to the whole.
It would have been a cosmic coincidental accident.
Yeah.
So then Trautman's getting tortured or interrogated again, and the bushy mustache guy shows up at the Russian fort. And I'm sorry, I just got really sidetracked for a moment. I have a truck circling the block outside my home. It's kind of weird. But anyway, the guy, you hear John Rambo twice in the Mujahideen, and he's like, who is this John Rambo? What, or do you know anything about it? He says that there's going to be a rescue mission. Well, we know where he is. We're going to welcome him. And Trautman's not giving up anything right now. Now, if the other guy who was holding him up was smart, but he just comes off as one of those dumb, boorish motherfuckers. It's like, his eyes kind of gave him away, because the second he heard John Rambo come out of the Russian dude's mouth, it's like his eyes just perk up. It's like, oh fuck, he's actually here. Okay, good. I'm probably going to be saved or dead. So, alrighty. So then we're at the camp, where there's the goat sport, kind of like football. and they want Rambo to play.
By the way, apparently my girlfriend watched the documentary on that sport thing, so she filled me in on everything. I'm like, how did you come across? Apparently, I don't know. She came across it one night. But yeah, it's a very old and complicated game.
And what did you guys think of that? Because I haven't really asked you guys about any of the major talking points. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I forgot to look at the end if it had the little message of no animals were harmed in the making of this film, because I have a feeling so there were some animals that were hurt in the,
especially some of those horses or some of those explosions were going off. I'm like, that's a little too close. But I think that was before they started putting those disclaimers in the movies. You know, no animals were harmed in the filming of this. I think this is before they started doing that.
This may have contributed to them having to do that.
I mean, Creature from the Black Lagoon, they literally slaughtered a swan on screen.
Yeah.
Or drowned a swan on screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
They pulled it right under and drowned that sucker.
I'll give Sylvester Stallone, like he looked like he was actually doing a lot of his own writing. Yeah.
And while they're all having fun, and Masood, the leader of the Mujahideen at the time, he's looking at him, and then he sees off in the distance the gunships. It's like, oh shit. And so Rambo's in Rambo war mode, and he's running to dodge all and the Russian actually sees him, and the Russian's trying to get to him, and he's trying to shoot him. You see he's actively going after his ass. While he's doing the passovers, he actually sees him, and he's like, okay, I'm going to kill you now, motherfucker. He just misses. So Rambo gets to one of the, what was it, a 50 cal or higher? Probably higher.
Yeah, that was an anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the caliber would be, but it would definitely be.
It's one that could take down a chopper. Now, he takes out the chopper, and that is the worst explosion I've ever seen. It is the most faked It's like, know, it's a freaking not real chopper.
Oh, like it didn't really stand out to me.
Well, I watched this movie like 3 times in the last 2 days.
Well, so because that brings me to like what I was gonna say. Like, this movie compared to the last one had like I think about 10 million more in its budget, and you really see it on the screen, especially compared to the last movie with all the horrible special effects and this green screen, not even green screens, like the squibs.
Yeah.
But like this movie though, like they put a lot of effort, a lot of money and time into the set pieces, like into the stunts. Like you really could see a difference.
Yes. We're also going to get into some set mishaps later. Because the cave system, when we get to the cave system, I'm definitely going to bring it up.
Oh yeah, I was confused as shit where everybody was and how many people were in there.
No, that's not the problem, but we're going to get to it. Anyway, after he takes out the chopper and the other one leaves, and he sees Masood again, he's like, in war, there's supposed to be some measure of honor. Where is the honor here?
Yeah.
Men, women, and children just got slaughtered.
Oh, hey, you skipped the
kid. Huh?
You skipped the kid.
Yeah, also the kid. That's
stuff.
right. Yeah,
because like
that kid was one of the most forgettable parts. But even though it's like, but yes, we'll get to the kid. He actually, how he wanted. He's like, he gets or holds his knife. He's like, "Can I have it?" No. What's this? Good luck charm.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, it's like, what's this? Good luck charm. What's a good luck charm? So then the guy translates. He's like, "Oh, I need that. Can I have it?" No. I mean, that kid knows how to handle a weapon pretty well, but I can definitely say this: that kid never fired that gun once in the movie.
By the way, it is verifiable that is not a good luck charm.
No, right?
I think the only reason he survived Afghanistan was because he got rid of that shit and gave it to the kid.
No, right? Now, for anybody who doesn't remember, that good luck charm around Rambo's neck came from Rambo 2, from the chick that he was going to bring back to the States, Ko Bao, because, well, Rambo needed a love interest to die in like 5 seconds after he kisses her. It's like, oh my God, man, that was just like the worst thing. That was the worst thing ever.
And that was her good luck charm.
Yeah, her good luck charm. It's nobody else's.
By the way, no. So like with the kid though, like he really stood out to us because we were placing bets on how long he was going to survive. Like I had him like 30 minutes after he was introduced, he's dead.
Yeah, I was. To be honest, it's like I think this kid's good. Or when I first saw Rambo 3, it's like as an adult, because I had forgotten that I seen it as a younger person when I was a kid. But as an adult, I'm watching it, I'm like, does this kid die? I think he like dies like 30 minutes in after he's done. Or he's on borrowed time. Now, again, this kid does not fire a single shot in this movie.
He does nothing
because yeah, exactly. It's like he doesn't listen to Rambo. Rambo is like he's like, they killed my parents, I'm gonna fight with you. He's like, no, you're gonna fight with them. You're gonna go with them. You're not going with us. Because Musagani also is going with Rambo to help him get him in the fort. And
but I thought he was just supposed to lead him there. Like, it's this way. I didn't know he was gonna have to go in with him and plant bombs. I thought he was just a guide to get him to the fort. Right?
It was nuts. It's like this guy had no idea what those detonators even were. How the hell is he handling them so efficiently?
He was confused by Chem Light. I'm thinking you may need
exactly. It's like, what does it do? It turns blue. And then suddenly he's expertly freaking handling explosives.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that hard. You just, stick it up there and turn the timer on.
Push a couple buttons, yeah. And also they're dodging mines, and you see old school mining.
Real quick, sorry. Real quick, I have a story about that. When I was in Iraq, my buddy, my gunner, Brandon, he actually had to go to a minesweeper course. That's what we call it. I don't think that's the technical term for it, but he had to go to a minesweeper course where they like taught him how to like poke in the sand with a straw. It was like a metal thing, but like looking for landmines. When the fuck are we ever going to get out the vehicle so that you can go like poke in the sand with a stick? That's not happening. But 2 weeks he had to go to that course. And that's it. I thought it was more interesting than that.
Sorry, I had to actually mute myself for other reasons, but I was listening, and a friend of mine told me a story about his time over in in the Middle East. And small segue, folks. This was a friend of my brother's and I and whatnot, and he was on patrol one night, and it was dark out there, and they hear patting of feet coming up or trampling at them. And so he calls out, he's like, identify yourselves now or we will open fire.
I know how this
ends. There's no, huh?
I know how this ends.
There was no identifiers, so they opened fire, and it was heavy fire too. So when it started to get light out, they just realized they slaughtered a bunch of camels.
Yeah.
Oh, camels! I thought it was camel spiders, man. Like you can hear those things running on the sidewalks. Like
I've heard about those spiders.
Oh, those things are nasty. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But these were heavy footfalls coming at these guys, and it's like, so they slaughtered like 24 camels overnight.
Wow.
And it's like, oh shit. But anyway, back to the movie.
Like some type of mechanism that would help them see at night, like a night vision.
Night vision goggles. I know, right? Apparently, their batteries were out or something. But anyway, so Rambo's now digging through the minefield, and he comes across the mine, and it's like, oh shit, that is a very thick mine. Now, do they actually get that thick?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Mines.
What about them?
Do they get that thick, like freaking about the size of or as thick as a human's forearm?
I mean, yeah. There's different types. You have
different types.
Vehicle mines that are like designed to take out vehicles. You have bouncing Bettys.
Anti-tank mines. Yeah.
So happy I have people here who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my expertise. My expertise was intel.
Yeah. Ordnance is not my expertise
either.
I mean, I know about 50 cal Barretts and whatnot, but that's about as far as my expertise or lack thereof goes. But so yeah, he digs out a mine. They get in, and the kid they're crawling under a tripwire, and he realizes that this dude's about to freaking set off the guy. He's like, wait, he's not listening. So he has to go over to the damn thing and stop it from pulling the pin. It's like, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna freaking skin you alive with my big ass knife. That's not the same one as the one I had in the other two movies.
Yeah, this one's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it was, but
which is a theme, I guess, because like each movie, that thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it was a lot more solid too. It did not have the open pommel or the hollow handle or anything like that. Now, he also uses it to actually cut the barbed wire with actual blade instead of the cringe or the pincers, like he did in the Vietnam movie, the second one where he's back in Vietnam, and you actually hear him go. Ugh, ugh. It's like, dude, what are you, taking a shit while you're trying to cut that fence? But anyway, oh wow, it's really snowing out there. But so the kid also shows up and he's like, go back. No. Go back. No. The kid he's like, nope. And he gets under the freaking, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And so they get in there, and as much as I've seen this movie and the other movies, I swear to God, Metal Gear Solid 3 was basically inspired by all the fucking Rambo movies.
Yeah.
Because holy crap, man, he's sneaking around inside of places in caves and minefields and other shit. It's like, oh my God, this is basically just Metal Gear Solid 3 at this point. And Russians to boot. So yeah, he gets in there and he hears other guys being tortured. He's planting charges, and there's a guy that he knocks out, and he's like, goes over to the two women that are locked up. American. And so they point him out. It's like, okay, that works. And they have good cinematography shots where they go close up on Rambo and Trautman's eyes. And I'm like, yeah. Like, you ready? Or you want to get out? Damn right I am. Are you ready to get out of here? Bet your ass I am, or something like that. And then, the kid comes down. He's like, behind you, John. And he almost throws a knife at the kid. Well, we then get this small sigh of relief. But then another guy has to come up and is ready to kill the kid, but gets a knife to the throat. And then shit starts happening. He's like, get out! He's like, go! And I'm like, oh boy, shit's getting real. And he grabs the fallen guy's AK, which is in this movie the most inaccurate weapon, but also the most accurate as well.
Wait, what?
Because
what weapon?
It looked like an AK.
Look, man.
I don't think it was a 47, but
it still bothers me to see this special forces guy with all of his training just holding that trigger down, just letting that magazine empty out. Like, I mean, he's putting 20 shots on a single guy, every guy. Like, I get it, like, for the movie, especially in this time, like, it looks awesome, but it is such
it's macho visuals, man. But yeah, it's definitely goes against the grain of actual special forces.
You know what? Well, no, just against simple shooting, like against everything. Not against special forces, just like don't do that. But I think the AK was pretty good about not jamming. Like, you could throw that thing into mud and not have it jam. But yeah, well, you know what would be macho if he didn't have to keep searching for a new gun every 15 seconds because he spent 30 rounds on that one guy.
I know. It's like that was back in a time where basically even movies had infinite ammo. So he ends up fighting his way out, and the charges go off. They placed them all around strategic areas, blowing up a couple places, diversion area and whatnot. And then they get out, unable to get to, and a grenade goes off. Some shrapnel gets into Rambo's side.
Ooh.
And the kid gets shot in the leg. So Musagani, Rambo, and the kid all get to the cave.
Real quick though, was it shrapnel or was it part of the wood? Because there was wood exploded. Like the
wood got into Rambo.
Okay, yeah, like not shrapnel from the grenade itself. Like,
all right, debris. Yeah, sorry, wrong word.
Well, no, I was just making sure I didn't miss something.
Kalashnikov. Jesus. Have a very nice to see you. Yeah, Kalashnikov you. I'm proud of that. Anyway, so after he gets them to go, he's like, I gotta go back. And he's like, who is this guy to you? And while they're doing that, the Russian goes in and starts bitching at Trautman, whipping him and smacking him and whatnot. He's like, who is this terrorist? This man tried to destroy me. It's like, I don't think he cared. I don't even think he knew you fucking existed until he just wanted to get Trautman out of there and kill as many of you motherfuckers as possible. But I don't think he was going for you personally, dude. You got a God complex? But he's like, and he failed. And I will hunt him down and I will put his skin on my wall. It's like, he's like, you don't need to hunt him. What? You don't need to hunt him. He's going to hunt you. He is one man against 30 commandos. What do you think this man is? God? No. God would have mercy. He won't.
Yeah, that was a cool line. I like that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if anybody, or if you are a smart officer, you would take this information and take it seriously.
I think he is taking it serious.
Well, he certainly, he basically did, because he sent like 50 to 60 people after him. He emptied the base to go after him the very next day.
He just had like this continuous lineup of 60 guys he could send out at a time.
Yeah, I know. And so then we get to the field medic scene. And I gotta say, that was one of the best freaking scenes I've ever seen in a Rambo film. Where Rambo takes one of the bullets from the guy's gun, and then he sends them on their merry way. And he has a fire built by him. He sheds off the slug of the bullet or the round, and puts the powder in the back of the wound after he pushes the wood out. And you see his face, how he sometimes winces, but he's mostly stoic for the most part. But this dude is sweating so profusely, he would literally fill up an oasis. And then I've watched this in slow motion, and I gotta say, I think he accidentally burned himself during that scene. Was it prosthetics or what?
I mean,
because if
they had to have taken some type of, measures like to keep him from being burnt. But my girlfriend too, like, really appreciated him not just ripping it out there.
Yeah.
At the fort, like you see in every other movie. Like he broke it off and waited until he was in a secured location to where he could actually treat it in the most painful way possible.
Yeah.
What's your girlfriend's profession?
So she has her doctorate in translational science.
Because she sounds like, or because the way you were describing it is like she's a very logical person.
Yeah, she is. Even though, like, even for a college person, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, she's very logical. And
then he lights up his wound after he puts that powder in there and goes, "Ah!" Sorry if I just hurt anybody's ears.
Yeah.
And you literally see the fire going in his or out both ends, and I'm like,
that was pretty cool.
It was awesome when the flames came out both sides.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's like, holy shit.
Like that was one of the best little special effects like I've seen. Like,
yeah.
Convinced me 100%.
G-Fan?
Oh yeah, I when I first saw that, I was convinced that he did burn himself.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've looked at that scene hundreds of times in the last hours or in the last few hours alone. And it's like, if this is prosthetic work, then he is or the legs and legs and all up to the torso is fake. And he is like just laying perfectly down below those fake legs and stuff, because otherwise I just don't see how he would be able to get a fake torso, Because if he was laying straight or standing straight down, the angle would be all wrong. But whatever, you know what? Considering how much accidents Sly Stallone has done doing his own freaking stunts, and sometimes I am surprised that he probably accidentally did this whole thing for real. I don't think he really did, but it wouldn't surprise me if it actually did turn out to be an actual thing that he actually had to do. So what do you all think, or what did you all think of that scene? Did you cringe at all, or when you were seeing it all?
Blown away.
It was very cringy, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, is he really gonna do that? No, I can't look. Yeah, I need to look at this.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, oh man, this is painful to watch, but I gotta watch it because he's gonna go through with it.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna punk out. He's gonna go, gonna go through with it.
And it also goes to say that he was doing the whole training of Trautman, ignoring pain, because he was keeping a stoic expression pretty much up to the point where he actually lit that fuse. And it's like, I've watched it at 0.25% speed. I've watched it at double speed, which just for reasons. But I've watched it in super slow-mo. I've watched it in all that. And it's like, oh my God, dude. Seeing that fire just go out both ends, it's like, oh, just imagine that happening inside you. Fire just shooting through you like a freaking tunnel.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't as much cringe, but I was just like, whoa.
It's fascinating in the macabre.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Sunny and Brave Megatron. How are you? And it's good that you bring your lovely comments here, man. Hail, fellow titty lovers. And yeah, it is but a scratch.
But hey guys, I'm gonna have to head out. It's time. I gotta get a couple things done before I pick up my wife. So
I'll
have to leave you guys here now.
All right, thank you for stopping in, G-Fan.
Have a good one.
Yep. Hey, have a good night, guys. Hope it doesn't snow too much up there in New York.
Oh, it is coming down like a blanket right now.
Man, I'm worried about snow down here. It's already at 45. Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, take
we
care.
already have a fresh inch or two outside in the last hour alone. We just got 2 inches. So, yeah. But yeah, take it easy, G-Fan.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye. And then there were 3. And the lady is getting up on top because, well, ladies should be up on top. Anyway.
Gross.
Oh, you love it. Shut up. Anyway, so he's now back in the game and he's climbing back to that fort. Literally climbing.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about this part. Real quick. I'm pretty sure that kid probably died a few days later from the infection that he got from being dragged through a sewer with an open wound on his leg, right?
Yes.
Probably.
I forgot about the sewer part. Sorry. God dang it. I forgot about the sewer part. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that freaking Rambo would have died if he hadn't cauterized that damn wound and just burnt out any possible sign of infection.
Yeah, but that kid's dead.
Yeah, that kid
may have
died.
He may have not died in this movie, damn it, but he is dead because he put on that necklace.
Yeah, that too. I mean, that kid had a freaking. What's the round that goes into AK-47s? 5.56 or
no 7.62?
Yeah, 7.62. Those pack a punch and those can go through and through really well. Judging by what I've observed and seen myself of those things. So yeah,
well, I mean, so a lot of times it's actually better for it to go through and through, like because a 22 will just like when it goes in, it's just gonna bounce around and just tear through. You know, if you're being hit in the chest, stomach, you know, it's just gonna hit organ after organ, just bouncing around. So sometimes
through is better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recommend either one personally. But if you got to choose one,
go through and through. I mean, all right. It's another small segue, folks, over into Metal Gear Solid again. I actually remember when I was first playing that game, and when you fight Revolver Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 1, and you talk to Master Miller, who knows his weapons and oh my God, there are people just sliding all over the freaking road tonight because they're taking this damn turn so fast. Anyway, no, these people are it's like you are going to end up in the freaking house if you freaking do that again, you idiot. The house across the street, that is. But anyway, he tells him about the muzzle velocity of the revolver that versus his 45, and he's like, it's a lot slower than your 45, and that's bad for you. If you get shot with a revolver, chances are that bullet's going to stick in you.
Well, I mean, it depends on the caliber.
Will go through you. Huh?
Depends on the caliber and the type of round. Like, I mean, we're talking hollow
single
point.
Action Army. Colt, single action Army, 45.
Yeah, versus the revolver. Some of the revolver. Like, is it a hollow point? Like what are we talking about?
SOCOM 45.
No, I get that one, but you're comparing it to a revolver. You saying like the revolver would get stick in you.
Well, because of the lower velocity of the round.
I mean, distance.
Revolvers were meant to were not meant for penetrating power, really. Early on.
I'm gonna say, depending on the caliber of the weapon, the distance that you're shooting at, the type of round that you're using, like there's a lot of
single action army
factors that go in.
Considering the first one was made in 1890s. But anyway, we're getting off topic. Back to the conquering hero climbing up back into the base to get his buddy out. And so he gets back in. Stop me if I've missed any interesting parts. And he gets Trautman out. He also starts releasing other people too.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, and it was women too. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Just get your boy. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, we know that Rambo's not just going to leave anybody behind. That's just not him. Considering these Russians are pretty nasty motherfuckers, he wasn't going to leave anybody, or he was going to take as many as he could. And they're like, can you fly that thing? Let's find out. It's like, dude, that is a poor writing line. Because if we remember back in Rambo 1, First Blood, back there I could fly a gunship. I could drive a tank. It's like,
well, and also he flew one in the second one.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you flew a freaking Russian chopper. Attack chopper, by the way.
Was he in a Russian one in the last movie? Was it Russian?
Yeah, it was Russian.
I mean, I don't know a lot about helicopters and the difference. Like, it would be between one to.
They had Kasakas in Kamovs in the third one and second one. They had KAs, which were the most advanced choppers of the Russian military at the time. They were basically flying tanks. Let's put it that way. They could shell out some major damage.
Oh, I am not looking forward to talking about him in that tank. I have so many problems with that.
Yeah, we are going to get into it.
But
believe me, there are awesome. A lot of problems with it. But anyway, he gets them out. They fly. But because they get shot up so much, it's basically a controlled fall. It's like, yeah, we're having a controlled crash. We're going down. Please take your seats and make sure that you hug your loved ones because we're about to die. However, they don't die. It's like, the only reason why you didn't die was because you had a good rotation on that on those propellers, and it slowed your damn fall. Somebody still should have died in that damn fall. I'm sorry. So it's like, grab all that you can and get the hell out. Trautman's like, John, grab all you can. Smart move. John grabs an SVD, which was back then one of the best freaking sniper rifles of the time.
Yeah, I've played with one.
An SVD was literally, when it came to the 7.62 caliber, that was the best sniper rifle to have. Russians did it right. I mean, people have only improved on other things. I mean, other designs and whatnot, but the Russians did it right the first time. The Dragunov, as they also call it. Now, Trautman gets rope and I don't know the gun that he also gets, but machine or assault rifle, basically.
I mean, the Dragunov, the SVD, it's not technically a sniper rifle. It's for the designated marksman. It's a different category.
Well, that just goes to show you how little I know about this stuff. Thank you for pointing that out and helping educate our viewers.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that sarcastically either. I'm actually saying that seriously. Yes. The Oz, I know it wasn't actually Miller, it was Liquid. The mullet soul velocity of the single action army is the same as a 1911 for reference. That is very true. I actually did remember reading about something like that. Now, so the people that he saved, they all head towards the border, or no, they stay there. While it's like, wait, you're staying there? What? Because hold on, I have a message. Talk amongst yourself for a second.
Sure. Hey, Lorena, Florida's crazy.
Florida's always cray. Especially even more now that the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's gonna be in Tampa. That's right.
Super Bowl's in Tampa. I told somebody, I said, Tom Brady's officially a Florida man.
Well, all right. Let me ask you, what do you think is going to be worse for the city of Tampa, them winning or them losing?
Shoot, that's it. That's an interesting call. I don't know. Them losing. Florida's not really known for antagonistic rioting.
Yeah, well, they're also not known for championships.
Yeah, it's like but it's like but it's kind of like, and the reason why is because usually the focus is more on like the Dolphins and Jacksonville as opposed to Tampa.
Yeah.
So if they lose, they're probably like, we really weren't running that much anyway to begin with. But if they win, it will be freaking crazy. It will be worse if they win because they haven't really. I cannot remember Tampa ever winning the Super Bowl. At least I don't remember.
Like, that's right. The Super Bowl's coming up in 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think that it being in Tampa, and this is the first time it's ever happened in Super Bowl where like one of the teams is playing at their home stadium.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So if they win,
alrighty.
It's gonna be freaking crazy. Oh my god, I can see it.
I only watch the Super Bowl for the commercials nowadays.
Oh, I hear there's gonna be some real good ones.
My team is not even in California anymore. They're in fucking Nevada. Raiders. Anyway.
I love that team.
So another thing I didn't like about this movie, they didn't put in any freaking subtitles for the Russians.
I mean, how
yeah, it was
how much did they speak? Yeah, did they speak a lot of Russian?
Yeah, when Trautman wasn't around and the Russian was looking for her, or after they found the remains of the one that Rambo stole, he's just spewing out a lot of freaking Russian, man. It's all Russian.
Well, I mean, I figured out what he was getting at. Like, he was
the
upset.
General consensus.
Yeah, he was upset.
Yeah, it's like I want to hang a skin on my wall, and I'm gonna shove a freaking plunger up your ass if you don't help me. Basically.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not to cut in, but before I forget, the Buccaneers, they have actually won one Super Bowl, and they beat Oakland.
Yeah, 2002.
Dang.
Wasn't it? Oh,
I forgot about that. 2003. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, sorry.
That was a good team.
That's okay. And so then they cut to Rambo and Trautman making a run for the border, and they have to stop for a bit. And he's like, "How's that wound? Oh, you taught us to ignore pain, didn't you? How's that working for you? It's not. No offense, or don't take it personally. Thanks.
Was that the line? Because I remember that line being really good.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, don't take, or it's not. Don't take it personally. And then he goes off and he's like, and Trautman's like, thanks. I just love that. Their dynamic between Krenna and Stallone was great.
Oh, wait. Was this before or after when when
before
he was talking
cave.
about when he was talking about coming thanks for like coming to get him or whatever?
Yeah.
There was a good line there too. Oh.
It's not, or he says that in the cave, and we'll get to that line. Believe me,
All right.
I have the lines written down on my talking points. So then the frickin' chopper comes up, and this is how you could tell that this movie was better budgeted than the last movie, because they're firing at him. They get down in the cave. Krenna using that rope, or Trautman using the rope. Krenna is his real name, and so they what am I missing? Oh, Tampa gonna be lit if they win. Yeah, the chat. This is useful info for when I invade Earth next week. Stunning and brave Megatron. But anyway, this was some good freaking practical effects where the fire.
Are you talking about the explosion?
Yeah. Also, the chopper dropping an explosive charge. The chopper in the first one, or in the second movie, with the torture guy that was dropping the explosive, you could see that was just winched on there, and then it just drops. Where this one actually had a nice little nook on the chopper that it could rest in, that it was dropped just better looking. And
so with the explosion, I had no problem with it, but my girlfriend thought it looked horrible. Like
that's because it was a napalm explosion.
No, she thought the special effects,
falling explosion.
She thought the special effects looked bad.
Kind of did in a way, but it also looked pretty cool to have it just kind of pouring down like rain, because it was a chemical.
Wait, now that was supposed to be napalm?
I believe so.
Why did it stop burning? How did he survive? Like, how did he not get? He didn't get any.
Maybe it was white phosphorus then.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was certainly it definitely wasn't white phosphorus.
I don't know then. It was something that was chemical, because you could definitely tell it was because of how it fell down onto the rocks. Can you expect a movie to be 100% logical?
No, but I wasn't. I just wasn't thinking that it was napalm. It could have been. I mean,
could have been something. I mean, who knows? But all I know is that it was chemical. It dropped like rain, so to speak, which is why he had to get it. And he's like, "How you doing, John? You all right? That was close." He's like, "How you doing? Or how are you?" "Well done." That was another good one-liner from him. And another interesting thing was these soldiers going in after him were Spetsnaz, Russian Special Forces, I believe.
Yeah, there wasn't too much special about them.
No, they weren't, because freaking Rambo just picked them apart.
I love the
reason
one
why
guy.
I knew that.
I love the one guy with the NVGs on. It's so bright. Cave.
Yeah, it's like, what the? This is where you see a lot of errors in the movie, and I actually touched on it in my brief review. There are a lot of set problems in this movie. The cave system is basically the walking error of this movie.
Didn't bother me a bit.
There were pigeons in a cave in Afghanistan.
I was hoping it was going to be doves. I was like, oh, John Woo. The pigeons didn't bother me. Do they not have pigeons in Afghanistan?
In caves?
I mean, it may have been outside and got scared by the bomb and came inside.
I don't think pigeons are native to... I'm asking freaking thingy right now. Are pigeons?
I was picking up my phone. I was gonna Google it too. The pigeons didn't bother me, man. Like
the Middle East. Oh jeez, I spelled pigeons wrong. Oops.
Also asking about pigeons in caves
in North America. Common sight of urban areas. Say what?
No, I just said pigeons are gross.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, they shit on everything, including themselves. I mean, no, I have to tell you guys this now. Before winter, I was walking home after getting a pizza from Stewart's shop, a convenience store, for those of you who don't know what a Stewart's is. Anyway, I see the pigeons are flying around, and this one pigeon flying above a couple of others lets loose a humongous turd that lands on the pigeon below it. And those two start fighting in midair. I'm like, oh my God. I can only imagine the dialogue. It's like, you son of a bitch.
But by the way,
you to shit on me.
By the way, there are so many articles about the war doves, the Afghan sport of pigeon flying.
Okay, so maybe it is possible that they have them there. All right, are pigeons native to?
Yeah, I mean they 100%. Like, there's so much stuff about pigeons in Afghanistan.
I can't believe that pigeons are in Afghanistan. That just is weird.
By the way, the cave thing makes sense too, because pigeons took over the underground corridors of Frankfurt's Central Station as well. So, like, it seems like
okay, so it's not an error then. So I guess it does make sense in a way for pigeons to be over there. Mea culpa. But that also doesn't stop the fact that cave system, the lighting was bad in certain areas. There are other issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the one that Mad Mardigan was going to talk or wanted to get to with the other one-liner, he's like, because he's like, we got to split up. Also, Johnny, I want to thank you for coming to get me. I'm very sorry that I got you into this. No, you're not.
Yeah, that was it.
He's like, no, you're not. And he's got nothing to say after that. It's like, it would have just been funnier if Richard Crenny's like, yeah, no, I'm not. It would have been great.
I thought the humor, like, sprinkled throughout, really served the movie well.
It did. It really put in a good, healthy balance. And so
because, like, Rambo, from this point on, like, it is going to be entirely absent of humor and joy.
Yeah, because it's like, let's play a game. Slaughter the Spetsnaz. And the only reason why
I'm sorry. I was talking about the next two movies in the series. Like, there is a tonal shift.
Yeah, it's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I went ahead and watched the next one. I couldn't help myself, but like in this one, they talked about how they were throwing babies in fires. In the next one, they show you.
Yeah, they show that shit. Believe me, guys. This might be one of our shorter ones, but I wholly expect our next discussion to be over 2 hours long because there's a lot to unpack with Rambo 4. There is a lot to unpack with Rambo 4.
Just the coloring that they used to film in it, like it made. I know it was trying like to make the blood stand out more against everything else, like color wise, but it just made it look worse. It made it look fake.
In some ways, yes. Now, back to Rambo 3.
Oh, sorry.
Because we're not discussing Rambo 4 yet. That's 2 weeks from now.
It was fun.
Yes, it is, but still. Rambo, he's pegging people with, or he also has the, he brings back the explosive tip arrows because he shoots another freaking, or he shoots a damn chopper down before he goes into the cave. I forgot.
Real
and
quick.
Say what?
Real quick on the arrows. It's not the tip that's explosive. I think the tip is what sets off the explosive inside of the metal piece of the arrow. Also, if you notice, they cut out the whole ticking sound in this movie.
Yeah, I know that one is like just squish, 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 or screw, screw, screw. And then then when he fires, it's like, it's like, what the fuck is that now?
Yeah. Also, like, man, where did he have that bow this entire time? Like, there were so many times in the first rescue.
Yes.
Like, was
in
he
the
like,
first one, he was carrying it with him all the time.
But in this one, he's like, yeah, no. My bow and arrows, man, that's for the serious stuff, like cave work. Like, we get in the cave, I'm all busted out.
Yeah, it's like video game. It's like your video game inventory, man.
Yeah, it's like he hit a box crate in the cave, and unlike the new weapon.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid 3, you could all the shit that he's packing with him that he picks up along the way. It's like, dude, you'd be carrying like 50 fucking guns on you. You're lucky you could just put them in your pause menu, observe it, or inventory, and unequip and re-equip and equip and stuff. But it's like, oh my god, where does Rambo pull this shit out of? His ass?
Well.
Yeah, I don't know where he put grenades at. I don't know what kind of deep pockets. Was he wearing cargo pants? I couldn't tell.
I think so. But anyway, so he's pegging people with the arrows. And sorry, yeah, I used peg. Sorry.
You did.
Chat.
What's going on in the chat? That's not the only tip going off. Jesus. The pigeons carry his gear.
See there.
Parrots are the Chads of the bird kingdom. Rats of the sky. Oh my god.
Sky rat before, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get through the chat. Let's go through the chat. I mean, I have neglected them. I am very sorry, folks. Dinner and a show. That's not the only tip going on.
I didn't see his avatar. What the hell is happening in that picture?
That is Megatron with boobs.
That's Megatron. Oh. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's Megatron with boobs. And he has what kind of top do you guys call that, Lorena?
Oh, well, I don't know why you're just asking her, but go
ahead.
Which
one?
What kind of top is that on Stunning and Brave Megatron?
It's a halter top. We're talking like Daisy Duke halter top.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's what it was called too, but I wanted a woman's confirmation. Yeah, it's like I don't want to sound stupid or anything, so I'm gonna defer to the female expertise here.
By the way, Megatron, be careful, man. Like, I think a Muppet just got in trouble for having boobs that size.
Oh, I heard that story. I heard about that from Mark. Oh, God.
Holy shit, man.
Clownfish TV just did a video on that.
Yeah, it's like boobs on a Muppet. Suck it.
Crack it up.
It's like, guys, it's boobs on a freaking Muppet. Why weren't you complaining about Miss Piggy?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
She didn't have boobs.
She has boobs.
She had boobs.
Did she?
Yep.
Not that big, but she has boobs.
She had boobs. Yeah.
Why do you think freaking Kermit was so in love with her? Wasn't because of the bacon.
Was he that in love with her? Like, it seemed like he spent most of his time trying to get away from her.
I think they had a love hate. I think they had a codependent relationship.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, really. Keyword Muppet. I ain't worried by Twitter. I told Unicron to fuck off once. I ain't scared of nothing. Dude, Unicron's coming to one of my Versus streams.
dude. I like this guy, man. You better show up in some of my streams.
Stunning and Brave Megatron, he goes everywhere, dude. He is like literally everywhere and nowhere. He's Schrodinger's cat. Oh my God, these people are just fishtailing all over the place on this stretch of road.
We had to tank it.
I call this place Slip and Slide Corners during the winter for a reason. But yeah, back to the movie. So he's shooting people with arrows. He then grabs his knife, stabs dude, and then goes right back into the dark. That was some good work, man. How he's killing everybody. He sets up a glow stick with a grenade.
Fucking glow stick, man.
Crazy.
Did it look like to anybody else like the glow stick turned the shrapnel blue?
Kind of did, didn't
it? It kind of looked like it had a blue flame now. Was the flames for grenades bother me on a whole different level, but like it just looked like the glow stick. Man, this glow stick, dude, they really got some miles out of fucking glow stick.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Because he puts a freaking glow stick on his damn arrow.
Of course. Dude,
shoots a guy and everybody thinks, oh, it's the blue dude. Kill him. Kill that Smurf. It was a Russian Smurf.
Look, I'm just saying.
So
like,
that's why, folks, and to this day, folks, the Smurfs have never been shown in Russia to this day since Rambo 3.
No, and it's a darn shit.
By the way, you have to have me on for Unicron. I can make a dope Unicron impression with my voice mod. All right, I'll pencil you in for the panel on that. Stunning.
Man, you can come on to any of my streams too. I want to hear that.
I am dedicated to my role. Awesome, dude. Which, by the way, that's going to be like in April.
I'll put you on my stream tomorrow.
Nice. Stunning.
Speaking of which, Lorraine, if you ever have a 3 p.m. on Saturday or Tuesday, I need to get you on Street Smart so you can watch some of this stuff with us.
A Saturday might work. Because those are freaking hysterical.
It's so much
like,
fun,
what?
Also, there was that one guy in the cave sequence, the really big Spetsnaz dude that pulls a dude in front of him. He's like, I ain't fucking dying. You're dying. Literally pulls the dude in front of him and with one of the explosive arrows. And it's like, oh shit. But it still got him a little bit because you see him burnt at the top of the cave or outside of the cave.
How did he get out of that cave before anybody else? Like,
that's a good question. I'm thinking while everybody else was out there and you hear the dude on the radio, Spetsnaz! Spetsnaz! That's how I knew it was Spetsnaz, because he was always fucking saying Spetsnaz. Like, do you know how to say any other word? Spetsnaz. So then freaking Rambo gets up on the radio. He's like, are you listening? Who are you? Your worst nightmare. And then they do the close up, or then they do the zoom into the dude's face. And it's like, they did that in every freaking movie basically so far, where he just gives off the real scary line. Well, they didn't do it in the first one. No, they did it in the second one when he says, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. And it shows Murdoch's eyes just go wide and he's like, oh, I'm fucked. But then they showed it in Rambo 3 and it's like, I'm your worst nightmare. Oh, who is this man? It's just great. It's like, now I remember when I first saw this movie as an adult, I could have sworn the line was a little bit different. When he's like, are you there? I thought he said, are you there? Instead of, are you listening? But yeah.
I do not know.
But the real line is, are you listening? He's like, are you listening? Who are you? And then he literally takes a half a beat. Like he has to think about it.
That may be like a Mandela effect. Maybe like a Mandela effect for you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Just give him like a beat to think about. Your worst nightmare. Oh shit, who did I kill? Or who did I piss off in Russia to get this kind of curse?
I don't know. Did he have a necklace from a dead Vietnamese chick too?
Possibly.
I gave up on it halfway through.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, so they slaughter everybody else. Krenna gets out of the hole. He climbs out as well. And as he's getting out, and Krenna gives him a wave, and he gives Krenna or Trautman a nod while he's like halfway still in the damn hole coming out. And then the big guy comes up and just grabs him, starts choking him, gives him a hug because he loves him so much. And they fight. What?
The bear hug bothered me
it bothered me too.
I'm like,
it was cringe.
I'm just like, poke his eyes out. What?
It's like, yeah, dude, go freaking full mountain on this dude from Game of Thrones and just go eyes out. Gouge the freaking eyes. Believe me, that will get anybody to let go of you.
Yeah.
You go for the eyes.
Or grenades.
Yep, like he did, because he's like, or he's looking like he's losing air, and he's like, pulls a pin. And the dude literally just he's like, oh shit. And he also wrapped his neck around in the rope.
Ew.
So he goes down, falling down into the cave again. And then as soon as there's no more slack and it goes taut, he blows up, and it's like, you just see chunks fly everywhere. Now, in Rambo 2, you see the guy get hit with the explosive arrow, blow up. This one had a grenade just blow him up, and it was just chunks everywhere. At least the other one basically sprayed him in a gold spray or in a red spray of blood, but holy shit, this one just went chunky.
And it is so tamed compared to what comes up in the next movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we are going to get into all that, believe me. So then it's like, okay, now we just got to get to the border and we're all set. Well, you honestly thought this Russian idiot would let you guys go, right? He brings his whole fucking army to the border.
Yeah, his backup, like that's like his last resort. Wow. You know,
like,
the
you are not
guys
crossing this border, motherfuckers. He's like, you will not be fired on if you do not run. There's no chance of escape. Drop your weapons. The whole thing that he was telling Trautman, it's like he repeated it all. The same damn lines, same tone, tenor, and all of it. It's like, did you guys just seriously repeat or just use old lines and recycle? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, older movies actually did do that, to be completely fair. They actually did do that sometimes. Game of Thrones actually did it and pissed me off royally. But we're not talking about Game of Thrones. I'm going to take a drink for a second, because I need to be drunk while I talk about this next part. By the way, folks, if you know me well enough, you know I don't drink alcohol, so yeah. Go for the optics. It saved my life a number of times in the gladiator arenas. Are you there, Rambo? It's me, Spetsnaz.
That one got me.
Are you there, Rambo? It's me, Spetsnaz. That was just awesome. So, yeah, the fight or the border skirmish, man. And where he's like, what do you want to do? Well, surrounding him was out. Hell of a time for humor, John. That was great. They're still just bullshitting with each other. It's like, yeah, you take the 50,000, or you take like the far, or the 50 on the right. I'll take the 50 on the left. What do you want to do, John? Fuck them.
No, wait. I'm sorry. I was looking at something. Did you cover the I guess surrounding them is out?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
He's like, what do you want to do, John? Well, surrounding him is out. Hell of a time for humor, John. So what are we going to do? Fuck them. That's like, okay. Beautiful line, but I wouldn't have exactly said it that way.
Yeah.
It's, I'm sorry. This just
came out very wrong.
Yes, it did. It's like, oh, dude, no, I don't want to fuck him. I want to kill him. So, man, if it wasn't for the Mujahideen coming in with that kid with his leg up because he's had his leg shot, so Musagani and the kid got to the border and rallied all the troops, basically. They're all coming in, shooting and shit. And Rambo gets into the tank. And boy, was that weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look, so I was part of a Bradley crew, right? We used our Humvee mostly. And I got blown up in a Bradley, too. I'm not a fan of them. But I don't know a lot about Russian tanks right up front. I'm going to say that. However, I find it very unlikely that you can drive, load the main gun, shoot the coax or whatever the term would be for what they're using that Russian tank, like all from the same seat. Normally, there's a crew with a driver, a gunner, then you have your tank commander, and then you're gonna have like the assistant gunner to help load their fucking main gun. Like, God, it looks so awesome though.
I know. It's like Rambo's such a badass. He could drive a tank by himself, shoot all the shit by himself.
Oh, absolutely not. No, but it still looked great.
Yeah, it did. But it also looked like he was so freaking cramped the way he's holding it. And I don't have my hat on, so I'm not going to go on screen. I have my bandana on. But anyway, he's the way that his hands are just like together, like he's holding a fucking Game Boy in that freaking tank.
That's not too far off from what the gunner would use. Like,
really? It's actually that small?
I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not very familiar with that particular type of Russian tank. But yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
by the way, folks,
made sense to me.
I would behoove myself if I didn't use this opportunity to say, that's what she said. In response to it's really that small?
That's what she said yourself?
Only because Lorena's not here. I did it for her because I know that she would have said something like that. Because that's just the kind of person that Lorena is. She's awesome.
I'm not so sure about that one. She's an awesome person, not that part. The first part.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna ask her when she gets back.
She's a classy lady.
Little goth girl. Good to see you.
Anyway, yeah, the whole tank thing, that him driving it, like,
we have to have her back to finish that discussion. I'm sorry, but we do.
Fine. By the way, if you want to see a good movie, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it's called Pentagon Wars, and it's about how they developed the Bradley. And for most people, it'll be really funny. To me, it was very upsetting because it's a true story.
Huh. And she's back. Awesome. Yeah. I said a line in there that I'm pretty sure would have got you to say something like on the lines of "that's what she said," because you know that little handheld unit thing that he was using in the tank, Lorena.
Mm-hmm.
And Mad Mardigan's like, "Yeah, they pretty much make him that small," and I'm like, "They make him that small?" And I'm pretty sure you would have chimed in with "that's what she said."
And I said that you are a classy lady and you would not have done it.
That's correct. I don't do those.
Boom.
I stand corrected, so I am,
but I don't do those.
Man, this has been a hard night for you.
Yeah. So now that Lorraine is back. Playing chicken in a Rambo film. Tank versus Russian gunship.
Loved it.
Rambo needed that moment where he just does his scream.
Mm-hmm.
And Trautman's like, George, you gotta get out of there. It's like, no, he is in pure war mode. Yeah, he's lost all.
Got his war face on.
Yeah, he's in kill mode. He's like, ah! And they're all yelling at each other. And he finally. Here's the thing: this is an actual error that they had, because you see that his bullets pierce the chopper and shoot into the Russian, and the Russian's eyes are completely closed at this point, and he's basically dead. But then, just before the impact, they do the whole zoom in on the wide-eyed Russian.
Yeah, maybe he opened his eyes
at the last second just to put on a sheer terrified face of absolute terror.
It could have just been. Sure. Yeah, I mean, he could have just opened his eyes at that time. Like that didn't bother me at all. I was
I'm not saying it's a bother, or I'm not saying it's too much of a bother. I'm saying that it just seems like an objective flaw, in my opinion.
We don't know for sure that he was dead when his eyes were closed the first time.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, so they basically played chicken with each other and smashed into each other. And then here is an objective flaw. I'm sorry, but this is an objective flaw. And I will fight you to the death if you challenge me on this.
No, I just want to challenge
you. Inside that tank, when he was just waking up from his little scream, it's like that looks like a room that he's in, not a tank. That just looks a little too wide.
I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with that Russian tank. I don't know how big it is inside.
Neither do I. I'm not like I said, by no means am I an expert, but I just think that it wouldn't be that wide. I mean, they really showed it as a very wide open kind of. It just doesn't seem like it was fitting very much. But then again, you got to get a camera in there. You got to have at least somebody in there to say action and whatnot. So it does kind of make sense in a way, I guess, really. But then he comes out, and they're talking with the Mujahideen. I am slurring my words because I'm drunk off of meal. I'm not drunk. I'm just, well, you know what? I just thought of something. I'm going to ask drunk 3PO if he wants to come on to either Rambo 4 or Rambo 5 for a little bit. Because we all know that he's a Rambo fan, and I gave him a Rambo 5 posters.
I had no idea.
Know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Rambo 5 posters came from me.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you want Rambo posters? He's like, what kind of posters? I'm like the ones that they have at the theaters. He's like, yeah. I'm like, you got a P.O. box? And I sent him to his P.O. box, man. It was awesome. And I just loved his little Rambo, excited for Rambo when Last Blood came out. He's like, gotta see Rambo! He pulls on his little headband, sheathes the knife, and he's like, yeah, I don't think I can really take that. Freaking Jay is so freaking hilarious. And he is one of the most humble freaking YouTubers I have ever seen.
He's hilarious.
He is.
Especially
really is.
In person.
I have yet to have that privilege. But if he ever does come up this far north, it'd be like, dude, if you're in upstate New York, swing this way, man. You get to meet the Orange Hat and meet a little slice of paradise from the beautiful Adirondacks, even though it's covered in a lot of God's dandruff right now. So basically, the ending where he makes sure that the kid can keep the dang necklace, and the kid's like, "Am I ever going to see you again?" Probably not. No. Just so deadpan to that kid. It's like, no. And they're driving off, and it's like, I hope you guys are going to be telling the U.S. government that what the Mujahideen Masood guy told you to tell them. Like, yeah, we might need to come over here and help these guys because, well, they're or we want it known that they're kind of slaughtering generations. But then they kind of leave it just very ambiguously open. But we all know that I almost called him Rocky. I almost called him Rocky.
My girlfriend kept referring to the Rocky movies so many times.
I almost called Rambo Rocky. Now, we all know that Rambo is going back to Thailand because, well, Rambo 4. And that basically wraps up the movie. So, out of final thoughts and scores and whatnot, Lorena, what would you give Rambo 3 out of 10?
I'd give it maybe about like an 8. I didn't like it as much as the first one. I did like it better than the second one. That they had. So yeah, that's what I would give it. Some parts seemed a little slow, but I like the dialogue in this one a lot better than the second. So yeah, about like an 8.
Oh my God, somebody just almost wiped out and slid out. Thank you for that. I heard you. 8 out of 10. It's like, these guys do not know how to freaking drive tonight. Wow. Matt Mardigan, out of 10.
Man, I might have to go with an 8. I forgot what I gave the last one, but this one was a welcome improvement on what we got in the second one. Yeah. Not as good as the first, but no. I mean, leaps and bounds over the second one. I was really disappointed with that one. This one was, I mean, I was on board. Like, you could give me all of these things that may have looked wrong. No, not to me. Except for the tank, and they won me right back over when they ran into a helicopter with it. Like, I'm on board.
Dude, I'm gonna play chicken with a Russian helicopter.
I mean, the one thing that this is something like I always notice now. Like, have y'all ever seen Sidekick with Chuck Norris and the kid? And the kid like imagines Chuck Norris as like his imaginary friend.
A long time.
Years ago, yeah.
So there's one scene that has always stuck with me where he's climbing the rope at gym and like Chuck Norris appears on the rope next to him and teaches him about wrapping his foot. So it has the weight. Yeah. So every time I see someone climbing a rope in a movie, I'm like, just wrap it around your foot with a bounce.
I know.
Every time I see somebody climbing the rope.
Yeah. All right.
Also, I'm really happy that he got rid of that necklace because that thing was weighing him down. It's filled with bad luck.
Well, he gets another kind of good luck charm, so to speak, in the next one.
What's up with him and these necklaces that he takes from girls?
I know, and especially the next one, the girl's already kind of betrothed to somebody else.
I think she's married.
Fiance. Or they're engaged, not married. But anyway, my scores. I always do the 3-tier: objective, subjective, and moviegoer. Objective, this movie does have some issues.
Not the
bad special effects with the fire. Plus a couple of things that were it just seemed a little out of place here and there. I mean, the kid soldier was interesting, but I just should have had the kid at least fire off one shot. But then again, it's a kid, so you can't really. But still, it goes to the objective quality. If you want realism, then do freaking realism. If you want child soldiers, make sure you see that freaking kid fire a gun. He could be firing it at a target. Just freaking film him firing the gun. You know?
I didn't.
So, objectively, I would put this at a 7.5 to an 8. Subjectively, I'll put this at a 9. I really enjoyed this film. I liked the one-liners. It really had the essence of a Rambo film. This movie is a lot more superior to the second one. The second one, it's like, we honestly don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we're going to wrap a story around some really cheesy shit. And they managed to do that, but the cheesy shit just really weighed it down and constipated the film. Quite literally, I'm talking about cheese and constipation. Now, Rambo 3's moviegoer is a 10 out of 10. It is enjoyable to watch. You really can't go wrong with Rambo 3 as a general moviegoer, because it's entertainment alone is what I do my moviegoer reviews on. This movie was entertaining. You learn a little bit here, you learn a little bit there. You get a good sob story from the Mujahideen leader about what's going on in Afghanistan at the time. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not really a sob story. I mean, it is a sob story, but sob story just sounds disingenuous. So it's a really bad story that happens to be true, and you get what I mean. This movie was done well. The ending just seemed weird, because it's like we know he ends up in Thailand, or going back to Thailand, but it's like they should have had a little bit more of a conversation while they were driving off. I don't know. Mm. But it was a 9 or 10 out of 10 with moviegoer. And I really enjoyed this film, folks. Anyway, that is going to be the stream, folks. We almost went 2 hours. And I want to thank Lorena and Mad Mardigan and G-Fan.
Don't thank him. He left.
Yeah, he had to split.
Yeah, but he was important enough, or he was kind enough to get on here, even though he had to go. And anyway, folks, I do want to thank everybody in the chat. Soul Assassin, Little Goth Girl, who was also my friend Caroline. She changed her name on here. Stunning and Brave, Megatron. Who else? Mad Mardigan.
Oh, don't forget Epam the Anus. Oh, that's not Anus. That's
Oz.
Oz, okay.
Epime the Oz.
I think I didn't put Anus.
We just call him the Oz. So it's not too confusing. We just call him the Oz.
Yeah, I did.
You called him Epime the Anus.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that's great.
That is. I mean, I'm sorry, but that is funny. Alrighty, and I believe that is everybody that watched. We had 6 people in the chat watching. Thank you to all my viewers. Stay tuned in 2 weeks as we then go over my favorite Rambo film, Rambo 4. And believe me, folks, that is going to be a long one, because there's a lot to unpack, not just with the movie, but behind the scenes as well. This movie was the biggest awareness-driven one out of the whole Rambo series, because what goes on in Burma even today, it's very disturbing. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the stream. You all know the drill. If you're catching this on the replay, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your favorite moments of Rambo 3 in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not? All that stuff, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews and Panel. We'll catch you on the next one. And until then, stay humble. Say bye, folks.
Oh, are we supposed to say bye? I didn't know. Like, is there a chant?
Yeah, there's a chant. It's called "Catch y'all on the next one."
I'm not doing that.
I know, I'm joking. Take it easy, folks.